I think one of the most important words that I've personally heard over the past 2, 3 weeks is overflow. And as I've been listening to people talk about overflow, what it means to them, what it means for them, how it was taught to them, things like that, I'm starting to understand that I'm starting to understand why it's so important to have overflow, why it's so important to pour into yourself until your cup is full and it starts to run over and you give from your overflow. I think that that's something that's so important to teach people, especially at a young age, because the way we're taught is we're just taught to give. You give you he's the type of person or she's the type of person to give you the shirt off their back, to give you their last, and that shouldn't be how it is. You should give from your overflow. But because we're never taught to pour into ourselves, we don't understand overflow. We just understand give our last and give what we don't really have to give. But so for me, learning overflow has been the most important thing over the past couple of weeks, or just getting a better understanding of it. Because of course, I've heard the saying that my cup runneth over and things like that, but never really understanding what it meant to have overflow or how overflow is used, because I never knew what it was. It's been so good hearing that, because sometimes you get tired of, well, for me, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I know I get tired of giving and never getting in return, but I also understand that I'm giving from the wrong place. I'm not giving from the overflow. I'm not giving from, the extra, because I didn't know how to pour back into myself for the longest time. I'm 35 years old and I'm just learning how to pour back into myself. So it's making me rethink and reshape my view of giving. So man, I just wanted to come on here and speak on that, man, and just say, hey, if you're one of those people who's feeling that way, man, pour into yourself first and then learn how to give from that overflow. And I know that there are going to be some people who feel away, who used to you being the ATM, they used to you being the bank, they used to you being the person who going to give your last. But it's time to start giving back to yourself, pouring into yourself, and just giving from the overflow. So that was my lesson. That's the lesson that I'm learning right now, and hopefully this message is helping somebody somewhere, learn the same thing, man. But start learning to give from that overflow.